Hello everyone, my name is Gabby and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super review. This time reviewing episode 40. The fight between Goku and Hit continues. Hit managed to dodge Goku's Kamehameha by improving his time skip even further, while Goku starts feeling the side effects of abusing the Kaioken. Despite this, the two of them are actually having fun in their battle. Champa isn't pleased with this, telling them that this was supposed to be a fight between him and Beerus, and everyone else might as well just be pawns. And when Goku realizes the rules of the tournament are making Hit hold back, he gives up, leaves the arena, and loses the battle. So the final match is Monaka versus Hit. Monaka stands no chance, and Hit realizes this. So to pay his debt to Goku, he loses to Monaka on purpose. Monaka has won, and thus Universe 7 has won the tournament. Universe 7's Earth is safe and everyone is happy! Everyone except Champa, who threatens to kill the Universe 6 competitors for not doing everything they could to win, especially Hit. It seems like no one can stop him until the gods of destruction see a small figure in the arena and freak out. It's Zeno, the Lord of Everything. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, the main real theme and message of this episode was essentially just Beerus and Champa kind of getting pissed off at everything that was going on because they were just sort of explaining to everyone something that I think we kind of all forgot, that at the end of the day, this entire tournament is just a fight between Beerus and Champa. And for them, these gods of destruction who are high and stronger than everyone, they're like, everyone else might as well just be pawns. They're not important. Who cares about what's going on? Because in the end of the day, all that matters to us is who wins and which cat god gets to show the other cat god which universes for fighters were stronger and who gets the better food. And Goku and Hit realize this, and then they get kind of pissed off. They've spent all this time fighting, and then they're like, they're having fun with this, and then realizing that this was all just something that's not really relevant to him, and he doesn't really matter in this. So Goku's just sort of like, I'm more than just a piece in your games, so I'm just gonna go and just lose. Because why not? I can. Because there's no fight here, there's no more fight really to do, because I'm basically out of stamina from the Kaioken, and Hit is an assassin, so his best techniques would make him try to kill me, and he can't do that in the tournament setting. And I just thought it was really interesting. I just thought this whole idea of just, these characters are more than just pawns. These gods who are above it all try and pretend like all of these people are just pawns to them, but these characters also have their own free will, and they're allowed to do whatever they want. And they can even, just change the outcome of this tournament to suit their ends. I thought it was a nice way to end this whole tournament off, essentially kind of giving this entire arc a bit of a theme to it, a bit of a message, something that this tournament had really been lacking so far. I mean, not all arcs need to have an underlying theme or message or anything like that. It could have just been a tournament, but I'm glad for this final fight they decided to just sort of try to just give this entire arc more meaning than just, hey, some people are fighting. It's hey, some people are fighting, and also, don't try and make the people above you just pretend like you're a pawn because you have your own free will and you can do whatever you want. Also, and befitting the tradition of Dragon Ball, Hit has now been befriended. He didn't even need to really be beaten to be befriended. It was just during the fight with Goku, he just once again just struck by Goku's inexplicability and just how unusual he is, and he's like, I like this guy. So now Hit is I guess you could say part of the good guys now? I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in the next arc. But either way, it's there is a possibility of Hit coming back, or Hit doing something else, or Hit being a main character who's at least going to stick around a bit. And I think that's cool because Hit's been pretty cool. And honestly, there hasn't been that much substance to him yet. So, he's the kind of character who I would like to see come back to have maybe some more character opportunities, find out more about him, find out more about his personality, because honestly, we don't know that much about him, but what we do know about him is he seems pretty cool. And then there's just the final fight. I mean, everyone was expecting, pretty much from the moment we found out about Monaka, but especially from the moment we found out Monaka was weak, we're like, what is this going to lead to? Is this just going to be at one point, Monaka's just going to be revealed in front of everyone, and it's just going to be like some kind of comedic moment or something that's not comedic? But in the end, what they decide to do is they're sticking with the farce for a bit. They're sticking with this joke. Monaka just tries to fight Hit, and then he's like, oh, and then Hit's like, oh, so Monaka is actually weak. I see what's going on. And then to pay his debt to Goku, he's just like, okay, sure, I'll lose on purpose because Goku lost on purpose in my fight, so might as well, now we're even. And I just thought it was really funny, and now I'm just also wondering, when are they going to do the big reveal? I wonder how long they're gonna keep this up for. Like, maybe for a while Goku's gonna like still keep thinking Monaka is strong, and then it's like only gonna find out that he's weak at like the last moment. And then it might backfire on Beerus, which at that point then it was like suddenly start understanding why it was a bad idea for Beerus to lie about this in the first place. Also, thank God they didn't forget about the consequences of using the Kaioken. I mean, it didn't kill him, but it did seem to bang up his body pretty badly. So thank God he's not just going to be just abusing that technique as long as he feels like it, because clearly there are consequences to using it. As for what I didn't like about this episode, I mean, first of all, if you really think about it, this episode was kind of a very big tonal shift. Like, last episode was very, very dramatic, very big, high stakes. You know, it was a very high, intense episode, and then this episode, it was like, we don't really care about this intensity, because at this point, you know, we can end this fight whenever the hell we feel like it. It just makes this fight, especially if you look like from one episode to the next, like it was one big fight, it kind of just makes it all feel a bit disjointed, to the point that I'm not really sure whether we were supposed to be taking this seriously or not. And then there's the revelation of Zen'o, who's essentially like Lord of Everything, who seems to be kind of Beerus and Champa's boss, or someone higher up than them, if their expression is any indication. I mean, I can't really put any judgment on this, or even this plot twist itself, because we know absolutely nothing about it. But I just want to say something about the character designs, in that Zeno is another character who looks very, very unintimidating, but is apparently, maybe he's strong, but even if he's not strong, he's very high up on sort of the god food chain. And you know, it's kind of strange in that this is another character who looks weak, but might actually end up being strong. And there's just something about recently, I mean, not even recently, just for a long time now, but especially recently, where a lot of Toriyama's designs seem to be like, you know, the simpler and the less intimidating a character looks, the more intimidating they'll actually be when they like start fighting. And I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with this. It's always funny, but I almost wonder, I'm almost scared that they're doing it too much. Like they're abusing this too much, to the point that the expected thing is that the weak guy is actually going to look really strong. So then with Monaka, they did like a double twist and look like the weak guy is strong, and then not the weak guy actually does look weak. At this point, there have been so many subversions. I just wonder, like, are we ever going to play anything straight anymore? Are we ever going to have a villain who actually looks like a villain, or a hero who actually looks like a hero? It's just like, at this point, it just feels like everything, there's just been so many twists. I'm almost just missing the days where everything was simple and you could work out who a character was just by looking at their design. In fact, this whole arc really felt a lot about subverting expectations. You look at a tournament arc, you think the tournament arc is going to be serious, then it turns out to be goofy. You think it's still going to be goofy, then we get to the start of the hit fight, it turns out to be serious. Then the hit fight continues, we think it's still going to be serious, and then it ends up being goofy. At this point, I'm kind of missing the days where things were just played completely straight and we didn't have subversions all the time. There's unpredictability, but sometimes you can just have too much unpredictability, to the point that like when things happen, they just don't really have any sort of emotional impact, because either you're expecting it or you're not expecting it, and then you didn't want to expect it. Like with the whole Monaka thing. Some people didn't like that Monaka twist because it wasn't what they expected. You know, a few months ago, I could have never expected that I was going to essentially be defending formula and wanting things to be more formulaic. So as for next episode, Zeno is here. He's there for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. No one really knows who he is. And we're also going to be using the Super Dragon Balls next episode, apparently. I don't really know why. I don't know what the reason for it is. I just hope there is a reason, and it's not just like, oh, everyone really wanted to see the Dragon God, so we're just going to use the Super Dragon Balls, even though there's no reason to. Either way, I don't know. This tournament setting just seems to be wrapping up, and they're just trying to, it seems like they're just trying to get rid of some of the loose ends before who knows? I mean, like I said, you know, the tournament is pretty much over now. If there's going to be a new arc, no one knows what it's going to be about, so maybe we'll see some hints about it next episode, and maybe we won't. At this point, you know, there's even spoilers, and the spoilers don't reveal anything about what's going to happen next. So I'm excited, I'm interested, I want to know more. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 40. I don't think anyone was really expecting this to be the conclusion. I mean, it was a very interesting episode. There were some nice themes in there and some nice ways to just sort of finish off this tournament, and to, I'd say, really end it off on, if not necessarily a high note, but at least a kind of interesting note. On the one hand, yes, sometimes I almost wish they had put a bit more drama in there, maybe extended the Goku Hit fight a little, but either way, this is still a satisfying conclusion, even if it's a little bit of an anticlimax. But I mean, yeah, considering this entire arc, an anticlimax is almost exactly what we were expecting. So either way, I have no idea what's going to happen next, and actually, no one has any idea what's going to happen next, really, so we're all just in the dark together, waiting for next week. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys!